Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no problem with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hello everyone. All good, no issues. Great. Okay, so how are you guys? Are you guys fine? Please do let me know. Stream bit rate of 4500. Should we increase the bit rate? Okay. Okay, so I'm audible and visible as well. Great. Okay, so how many of you are coming for the very first time to a boot camp conducted by us? Like, may I know that? How many of you are coming to the very first time for a boot camp that has been conducted by us? Vijay Mishra as well as Shiv Ramachandra. I have pinned out the details for the deep learning class. Please check that. Okay. Okay. So please do let me know, guys, how many of you are coming for the very first time for a boot camp by DevTown. Please do let me know. Okay, so many of you are the first timers for a boot camp that has been conducted by us. Okay, that's great to see. Okay, no issues in that. So okay, so let me tell you something about the classes that are going to happen out and some brief introduction about myself as well. So my name is Shaurasana. I have been a software engineer, a data analyst, a data scientist, a full stack engineer, as well as a machine learning engineer in companies like Reliance, Geo, Fastnell, and other companies as well. I've taken up recruitment drives for different companies as well as means as a technical recruiter, of course. And I have been a mentor right over here at DevTown for the past 1 year. I've taken up almost 500 different boot camps on topics like data science, full stack, cybersecurity, right here on this channel. And yeah, we will be continuing for the next 7 days. We'll be learning about Python as well as computer vision from the utmost basics. Okay, so in these next 7 days we will be starting out by learning. So the only prerequisite for this boot camp that I've considered is the language English. The mode of communication in this boot camp will be in English itself, and that is the only prerequisite that you guys need to know. We will be starting out with Python first of all, then we'll be moving further to NumPy, and then a bit about OpenCV, and then at the end of the bootcamp we'll be having a project that will be based on Python and computer vision. So that will be the entire 7 days itinerary that you guys will be learning. Like I said, there will be no prerequisites required. I'm considering you guys as like somebody who has no knowledge of programming. So we'll be starting from there, so you don't have to worry about anything. Okay. The classes will be of 1 to 1.5 hours long. Okay. And we will be continuing from right over there. It's up to you. If you guys want to take up notes, that is something that you can definitely do, but we will be providing you guys with notes from our end as well. Now these notes will be provided to you in the format of GitHub pages, but yeah, I will definitely suggest you guys to take up notes along with the class as well. Okay. Okay, now in the next 7 days, this bootcamp has been brought to you in partnership with Google as well as Microsoft. You will get certifications via DevTown, Google, and Microsoft. All three companies will be providing you guys with the certificates. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, for those who are here asking about the deep learning bootcamp, guys, I have already pinned it up in the live chat. Due to some technical difficulties, we were not able to take up the class on the right time. That is the reason why we have scheduled it for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we'll be giving you the time at which the bootcamp will happen around. Okay. Okay. Like I said, the classes will be for 1 to 1.5 hours long every single day for 7 days. Okay. And yeah, that would be a short description about what is going to come. Now, this entire bootcamp is for free. There's no cost associated with the bootcamp, neither with the certifications. So all the certificates as well as the bootcamp has no cost associated with them, and the entire thing is for free. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So as far as the how to give the attendance, as well as when how the certificates will be provided to you guys, we'll be talking about this at the end of today's class, not right now. Right now I will like to start off with the learning process itself directly, how to get the attendance, how to what will be the criteria for getting the certificates, how will you be receiving your certificates. I'll be letting you guys know at the end of today's class. Will that be fine with you guys? Please do let me know. Will that be fine with you guys? Please do let me know, guys. I hope that everybody is able to listen to what I'm able to say right now. Okay. Okay. Also, I hope that there's no issues with the audio of the video, because I saw that somebody is saying that the stream is lagging. So if there is any problem, do let me know about that as well. Okay. Now there will be many people who will be asking us some questions right over there on the live chat that I've already answered. Okay. So if you are able to see some repeated questions that you know the answer of, okay, that what I've previously answered as well. So please just help them out as well. Okay. As a fellow member in the live chat, just help them out with their questions so that they are able to understand it, because I'm able to understand many of the students are late right now. So please do let them know about that as well. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. So let's get started with today's class. Okay. So as I explained to you guys that we'll be starting off with the at most basics. Okay. You don't have to worry about anything. Okay. And once this class has been started, okay, just keep in mind that we are considering everybody to be to not know about Python, or even about what is computer vision or something like that. So we'll be starting with the at most basics. Okay. So if you guys have some idea about Python, or you know about it, please be patient, because like I said, I would like to start things from the at most basics so that everybody is on the same page when we are learning it. Okay, so and the classes will be around this time itself every single day. That is, we'll be having classes starting from 8, and the classes will be for 1 to 1.5 hours every single day. Okay, so shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. Okay, so let's get started right away. First of all, how many of you are not familiar with the Python as a programming language? Like what Python actually is, or why do we use Python at the end of the day? How many of you are not familiar with the concept? Can somebody let me know? How many of you are not familiar with Python as a programming language? Like you don't know about Python, or not in depth, like why do we use Python and something like that? Can somebody let me know? Okay, so let's get started with first understanding about Python language. Like, why are we opting this particular language moving further? Why has Python become the second most used language in the entire industry, and the second most in demand language in the industry as well? So Python was made by a particular person whose name was Guido van Rossum. Okay, he was the inventor of Python. He believed in the concept that programming should be something that should be accessible, and should be as easy as possible for everyone to do. So he called it as programming for everybody. That was his concept, and he created Python. He worked in companies like Dropbox. He worked in companies like Microsoft, Google as well. So his ideology was that programming language before Python existed was something that only people like with higher IQ or who are really into tech were able to learn and do it. Now that was a big problem because that like made the entire population of programmers very nerdy and like a very small portion of the entire industry who could actually program stuff. Python changed the entire game. We will be looking at Python practically in this class as well. Don't worry about it. But Python resembles very like easily with normal English language. It isn't very complicated. If you're just reading a small paragraph of Python code, you will be able to read it as if some child has written something in English. Okay, like the grammar is very bad, but you will be able to understand that particular piece of code because it's as simple as that. Okay, so Python as a language itself is used everywhere. Like for example, you must have heard about machine learning or AI. So Python is the language of preference right over there as well. You must have learned about maybe web development. So Python is a very good language of choice for backend web development applications using either frameworks like Django or Flask. It is used in blockchain, it is used in big data, it is used in IoT, it is used in every single field. And because of this versatility of this language and the interconnectivity of all the tools that it has, it becomes very easy for people to suggest, learn and implement stuff in Python. And as far as our purposes go for learning computer vision, Python is also one of the most preferred language right over there. Like I said, the second most used language in the entire world. So we'll start off with learning Python as of this particular point of time. Now if you guys are opening up the live chat, okay, so not the live chat, the video that you are currently watching. So let me just open it for you guys. Okay. No issues for those who haven't registered for the bootcamp. At the end of today's class, I will be letting you guys know about the attendance as well as the certificate criteria. Just at the end of the class, fill up your attendance sheet and that would be more than sufficient for you guys. Okay, but yeah, we want to focus right now on the studying aspect. At the end of the class, I will be letting you guys know how we'll be taking up the attendance, what will be the certificates and everything. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, just be patient, try to learn as much as possible. Okay, great. So let me just open up this video that you are currently watching. Okay, so as you're able to see, this is the video that you guys are currently watching. If you are going to the description of this particular video, let me just increase this size on the screen. If you're going to the description of the video, guys, you will be able to see a notes section right over here. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please do let me know. Up till that point of time, I'm just opening up the live chat on my mobile phone as well so that I'm able to see your answers. Okay. For those who are finding my screen to be blurred, guys, this is a YouTube video. You can definitely just opt off for like increasing the quality of the video to 720p or 1080p. Okay, so as you're able to see, you are having the notes section down in the description of the video itself. Just click on this particular link. Okay, just click on this particular link. You will be able to see the notes for the next at least 3 days. Okay, so we are going to use this exact notes for the next 3 days. As you're able to see, these are all the topics that we will be studying, and we have provided a ton of English as well so that you guys are able to use this for revision, you are able to use this for practice, and it has almost everything that you guys need to learn before starting your program on computer vision. Okay, so this is all Python right over here. So we have provided you guys with these notes as well so that it's easier for you to revise or learn something on the go. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, so once we have created this, let us open up our, so I'm able to understand that most of you might not have a great laptop or a great desktop to use as of this particular point of time. So no issues in that. We have made sure in these bootcamps, like I said, we always think that the students coming to the bootcamp are beginners itself. So we want to make sure that everybody coming to the bootcamp is able to practice the code that we want to do. Okay, so hands-on practice is at most important. So we will be using something called as Google Collabs. So let me just open it for you. You can just search it on Google right over here. Okay, Collab. You just search for Collab right over there. In Collab, we'll be using Google Collaboratory for our purposes. Now, Collab is something that has been built by Google. Now, I'm able to understand, like I said, not everybody has the good quality PC or good quality laptop to be able to use. And I don't, like, for example, I have lost almost 2 laptops up to this particular point of time for just running up the models of like deep learning, computer vision, and machine learning. So both of them, the motherboard got burnt, and I don't want you guys to do the same as well. So Google Collab, what it does is it's a free tool that has been released by Google, where you can just go and practice your deep learning code at any point of time. Okay, so you don't require any sort of workstation, any desktop or laptop. You can even use this from your own mobile phone. Anything that can open up a browser, you can directly use Google Collab, and we will be writing all our code and all our what do you say things. Okay, all our code and all our projects will be doing it inside of Google Collaboratory itself. So once you have opened up Google Collaboratory right over here, okay, I hope that you guys are able to understand English, because a many number of students are asking about the deep learning class. Like I said, today guys, due to some technical difficulties, we were not able to organize the class on time. So I've already pasted it in the live chat that we'll be having the class tomorrow. The timings will be conveyed to you tomorrow morning itself. Okay, so for those guys who are asking about deep learning class, I've already let you guys know. If somebody is asking it again, please guys, in the live chat, try to just help them out so that I'm able to focus much more upon the teaching aspect for it. Okay, so right over here, if you just open up the Google Collaboratory, okay, so it will open up Google Collaboratory for you. Right over here, what you have to do now, one of the suggestions that I would like to give you guys is, do not code along with me. Okay, do not code along with me, because while I will be teaching, there will be a lot of concepts that I will be saying, and if you're coding along with me, you will not be able to listen to me properly. And if you're not listening and seeing what I'm doing exactly, you would not be able to understand the concepts. So my suggestion to you guys would be that please focus upon the class. Okay, please focus upon the class. Do not code along with me. This is a YouTube video. It will be made available to you guys for your lifetime. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, we'll be letting you guys know the timing in the morning. Like in the morning, the timings will be conveyed to you. It's not that it will be happening in the morning. Okay, so once you have opened up Google Colab, there's a lot of options: examples, recent, Google Drive, GitHub, upload. These are the 5 options that are available to you. I want you guys to click on GitHub right over here. Okay, I want you guys to click on GitHub right over here. Inside of that, the link that you got from right over here, if you're clicking on this particular notes link down in the description of today's video. Okay, so this is the video that we are watching right now. You can just click on this particular notes link right over here. It will open it up in the separate channel. I want you guys to copy the link. I want you guys to copy the URL of this particular link. So just copy the URL of the link that is opening up from right over here. Okay, then move on to your GitHub. Okay, so just select in Collaboratory, just select GitHub right over here, and then paste the link that you have copied inside this search bar. Okay, paste the link that you have copied inside your search bar. Okay, just click on the search button on the right hand side of the URL. Okay, click on this search button on the right hand side of the URL. It will open up the notes for you guys on Google Collaboratory. Now, like I said, Google Collaboratory is an awesome tool to be used to basically write your code and practice your code. But instead of utilizing your computer's resources, so when you're writing code in something like PyCharm or IPYNB file, Jupyter Notebook or something like that, or even VS Code, you are actually utilizing your computer's CPU, RAM and GPU to be able to run that particular line of code. Now, I don't want you guys to do that, because it may happen that when you're in the future, you are practicing upon something and it's a huge data set that you're working with, or huge piece of code that you're working with, it can damage up your laptop as well. So due to that reason, what happens right over here is Google Colab has provided you a gateway, has provided you a basic layout right over here where you can just go and run your code, but your code will be running on the servers, okay, on the computers of Google itself. Your code will run right over there and it will just send you back the results. So in this particular way, your laptop is always secured. You don't have to worry about it. And yeah, in the future as well, when you are actually working on various stuff, you will be using Google Colab a lot more. Again, Google Colab is a free resource to use, so you don't even have to worry about that. Okay. Okay, so are you guys able to understand up till here? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand up till here? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand up till here? Please do let me know. Please do utilize the live chat to be to interact with me, because it's very important that I'm able to interact with you as much as possible. And if you guys have any doubts, if you're not able to understand anything, don't write I'm not able to understand. Just write the exact thing. For example, I'm not able to understand collapse, so right, so I didn't understood what this particular thing means or something like that. Don't keep it a very general topic, keep it very specific for what exactly you are not able to understand, so that when I'm able to see your comment in the live chat, I'm able to reply to it as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, great. So moving on from right over here, once you have opened up Google Collaboratory, I want you guys to click on this particular connect button. Are you guys able to see this connect button on the top right corner of our screen? I want you guys to click on this particular connect button. Now this will connect your website, okay, the Google Collaboratory notebook that you have created. So this is called as a notebook. Why a notebook? Because you're able to include text as well as code right over here. These are called as Jupyter notebooks, okay? So you are able to connect your Jupyter notebook to the backend at Google, where your code will be running. By default, Google allots you a computer which has almost 12.6 gigs of RAM, 12.68 gigs of RAM as well as a disk space of almost 107 GBs. So I think so that should be more than sufficient for you guys as well. That would be better than the CPU that you will be allotted would be an Intel Tiger Lake or 11th or 12th generation CPU that you will be allotted. So it gets the best possible configuration of a laptop that you are able to use to run your code as well. So again, this is not something that has been promoted or something like that, but my job is to basically let you guys know about the best possible things that you can do. Now I understand most of you that are here are Indians, okay, but maybe some of you are from other countries as well. Do let me know if you are from some other country. I would it would be great to like see people from other countries who are currently there in the boot camp. Okay, so yeah, so in India there's a concept that is there, like whenever we start something new or we start something that is very important to us, we consider it very auspicious to have curd and sugar before doing that. Similarly, when we are a programmer from heart, whenever we are starting out with a particular new programming language, we consider it very auspicious to write hello world in that particular language, okay, to write hello world on that particular language, okay. So as you are able to see from right over here, we will do first that, okay. First, before starting out with learning Python, let's print hello world in this particular language, okay. So it's great to see people joining us from Nepal as well. It's awesome. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, we will be writing our code in like how to print something in Python first of all. So we want to print your hello world in Python. Okay. Okay, I'm too from Earth. Okay. Okay, so let's print the same right over here. So print, we'll be understanding about everything. So just before starting like learning the language, we're just printing it out, okay, and then we'll be printing hello world right over here. So as you're able to see, just a normal sentence that we are writing. Now to run a code, so this is a code that we have written, okay. Of course I will be explaining it to you guys, don't worry about it. But when you are running a code in Google Colab, there are two ways to do that. First, either you can click on this particular play button on the left hand side of the code, okay. You can click on this particular play button on the left hand side of the code. The second thing that you can do is you can click on shift enter, okay. To run this particular line of code, you can either click on this particular play button, okay. So if you are so run anyway right over here, so it will run this particular line of code for you. Otherwise what you can do is you can press on shift and then enter, okay. So that will also run the line for you. As you're able to see, it is printing hello world out for us. It is printing hello world out for us. Now print is an inbuilt function in Python that basically tells, okay, it has a special value in Python, okay. This has a special command in Python that basically tells Python to print something out for you, okay, to show something out to the user on your screen, screen. So right over here, we want it to print hello world to your screen. We want it to print hello world to your screen. So as you're able to see, we are getting hello world printed out on our screen right over here. So that is a basic, like, just before starting learning like Python, we have just printed some hello world out on our screen. Now let's try to understand the print function in Python, guys. Okay, so print function in Python. So you will be seeing this print function very frequently in Python programming language, and it helps to see what exactly is happening in our code. Okay, so right over here, if we are having a particular line of code, let's say we are having 2 plus 7. Okay, so we know that 2 plus 7 is 9. So if I'm running this particular line of code, as we are able to see that we are getting 9 on our screen. Okay, we are getting 9 on our screen right over here. Okay, but what if I want to print out 2 into 7 as well? Let us do 2 multiplied by 7. So again, we know that 2 multiplied by 7 is also 14. Okay, so if I'm running this particular line of code, as you're able to see, we're just getting 14 on our screen. We are not getting 9. Now, why is that the case? Let us try to understand it. Okay, so as you're able to see, Python goes on to the first line of code. Okay, Python goes on to the first line of code. It tries to understand what you're trying to do. So it will read 2 plus 7. Okay, so Python 2 plus 7 is 9. So Python knows that, okay, this is 9, but you haven't told Python what to do with that particular 9. Okay, you haven't told Python what to do with that particular 9. Okay. Bharat MA, you are late to the class. I've already told 2 to 3 times about the deep learning class. The timings will be conveyed to you tomorrow morning itself. Okay, the information for that is also being passed on to your WhatsApp groups. So please be patient. Okay, so 2 plus 7, that is 9, but you are have not told Python what to do with that particular 9. So Python reads this particular line of code, it calculates 9, but it does not know what to do with that particular 9. So it moves on to the next line of code. Now the next line of code is 2 into 7. 2 into 7 is 14. Again, you haven't told Python what to do with it, but as Python is able to see, there's no next line as well. There's no next line of code. Now this is the last line of code. So the last piece of information that Python remembers is 14, and it just puts that 14 on your screen. It just puts that 14 on your screen. But I want to show both 9 as well as 14 on my screen. How to do that? So I have to tell Python explicitly. What to do with that particular 9. Okay, so you have to like tell Python that, okay, this 9 that you have calculated, I want Python to print it out. Okay, I want Python to print it out right over here. So if I'm running this particular line of code right now, you are able to see that we are getting both 9 as well as 14 being printed on our screen. Okay, we are getting 9 as well as 14 being printed on our screen. Okay, Aditya Laute, I have provided the information on the live chat. Okay, I've pinned the information right over there. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, we are getting both 9 as well as 14 being printed out on our screen, because you are explicitly telling Python that, okay, with this 9 that you have calculated, 2 plus 7 is 9 that you have calculated, you want it laid out on your screen. So you are getting 9 being shown to you on your screen as well. You're getting 9 being shown to you on your screen as well. Now, of course, like, yes, you are able to get this information on your screen. Both 14 and 9 is being printed, but this is not the correct way to do it. Writing just 2 into 7 is not the correct way to go further with this. The reason for that is that if you're writing more lines of code, now if you're writing something after 2 into 7, then that won't be shown to your screen. Now in that particular case, whatever if you want to show on your screen, you have to tell Python explicitly that to print it out. So again, you will be covering this with a print statement to be able to tell Python that you want both of them to your screen. Okay, as you're able to see, we're getting 9 and 14 both printed on your screen right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. The next thing that you need to understand is, so this is the same thing, variables. Okay, so variables is an important topic that is usually used in every single programming language that you will be learning. Every single programming language. Using variables in place of direct numbers has a lot of different advantages as well as a lot of applications as well. So let us try to understand what variables are by using an example. So let me just open up Paint for you guys. I'm able to draw and make you guys understand about the same. Okay, so let me just increase the size right over here. Let's take up the pen size pixels. Okay, now we'll be taking up an example that is not related to programming so that you guys are easily able to catch on and understand what variables are. Now just think about it. So you are, let's consider that you are a software engineer. Okay, you are a software engineer right over here. Let me just decrease the size a bit. Okay, so you're a software engineer. You have recently shifted to, let's say, Bangalore. Okay, you're a software engineer who has recently shifted to Bangalore right now, and as a software engineer, of course, you will be earning a lot as well. So your monthly salary is about 1 lakh rupees. Okay, your monthly salary is about 1 lakh rupees. Now, as you have shifted to like Bangalore and you have a lot of salary as well, you have decided to take up a individual house for rent. So the rent of your house right now is 15,000 rupees as well. The monthly rent of your house is 15,000 rupees. You have also, for commuting purposes, you have put up a bike on EMI as well. So you have got a bike on EMI right now. So let's say that the EMI of your bike is also 15,000 rupees. The EMI of your bike is also 15,000 rupees. Along with that, of course, you are having you are a programmer, so you will be trying to take up gym as well, trying to get in shape. So you are going to the gym, okay, and your gym membership fees is 5,000 rupees per month. Okay, your gym membership fees is 5,000 rupees per month right over here. Now, along with that, as you are getting a salary, you will also be taxed. So the rate of taxation, okay, the rate of taxation is basically, let's say, 0.3, that is 30%. The rate of taxation is 0.3 or 30%. Okay, guys, could you let me know like if you guys are able to listen to me properly, because I was able to see that somebody told that I'm not audible clearly or something like that. Am I audible to everyone? Please do let me know. Okay, so right over here, these are your monthly expenses that you have to cover up. Now, you are a programmer. You don't want to sit every single month and pay out your rent or pay out your EMI or pay out your gym membership or calculate your taxes and file your taxations as well. Calculate your savings every single month, how much money is still left in your bank. So all these things that you do on a monthly basis, you don't want to do it on your own. You want to make sure that it is done automatically. Now, of course, you're a programmer. As a programmer, it's your duty that whenever you are facing something that is monotonous, okay, you want to create a program for that to be able to handle it for you. So what you have done is you have created a program that does all these different things for you guys. Okay, it pays your rent on time, it pays your EMI, your gym membership, it calculates your taxes, it pays your taxes for you, it calculates your savings, it showcases the saving for you as well. Now, this code that you have written, okay, this code that you have created, this program that you have created, let's say it's 10,000 lines of code. Okay, it's 10,000 lines of code that you had to write to basically do all that stuff. Now, again, like how would you be calculating your tax? Let's assume that. So for example, for calculating your tax, you have written a code that says that, okay, so your tax will be charged to you on your salary. Your salary is 1 lakh rupees. Now your rent and EMI is a tax deductible option. Okay, so it is not included in your taxation part. So you can reduce it by 15,000 for your rent and 15,000 for your EMI. And then to calculate the tax, you just have to multiply it by rate, that is 0.3 right over here. Okay, that is 0.3 right over here. Now, this is basically how you are able to calculate your taxes. Now, if you want to calculate your savings, okay, if you want to calculate your savings, then for that, what you have to do is you will have your salary, okay, then your expenses should be subtracted from it. So you have to reduce it by your rent, you have to reduce it by your EMI, you have to reduce it by your gym membership fees. Along with that, of course, as this is your savings, you have to reduce it by your taxes as well. Okay, you have to reduce your by your taxes as well, because of course that is also something that you are not getting, so that is not included in your savings. So you have to subtract it by again calculating the taxes, that is 1 lakh rupees right over here minus 15,000. So we have already calculated our taxes, so we need know the formula for calculating our taxes once again. So this will basically give you your savings as well. So as you're able to see, this is how you are able to create the entire program that you wanted. Okay, now the big issue with this is, let's say that your landlady, okay, your landlady comes to know that you are a software engineer. So this is your landlady right over here. I'm very terrible at drawing, so I hope that you guys will be able to okay, she should be a mini, so let us draw something like this. Okay, so I hope that you guys will be able to relate to the drawing and understand whatever I'm writing. Okay, so just try to just enjoy the process. Okay, so right over here, this is your landlady, and she comes to know that you are a software engineer. She knows that of course you have a lot of money to spend as well. She tells you that, okay, you have paid the everything, okay, everything is fine, but I need to make sure that I will be increasing your rent to 20,000 rupees. Okay, I will be increasing your rent to 20,000 rupees because you have a lot of money. Now, as a programmer, like wherever you were staying, you have already settle up all your affairs right over there, and the society is also nice, and you are like, dude, I don't want to find another house, it will take a lot of time, and just relocating and everything is not worth it. So okay, if you are asking for 20,000 rupees as rent, you will just increase the rent to 20,000 rupees. Now, once your rent has been increased to 20,000 rupees, now the problem is that your code, the 10,000 lines of code that you have written right over there, you have to update it. Okay, because right over there the rent and your taxes and your savings all have been calculated according to 20,000 rupees. So you need to go to these 10,000 lines of code and update your rent to 20,000. Now somebody right over here, somebody inside the live chat would be like, sir, it is very simple to do that. Okay, we can just go right over there. Okay, we can just go to the code, do a control F, that is find, and control R, that is replace all the 15,000 by 20,000. Okay, do you guys agree with this? Do you guys agree with this? Please let me know, guys. Do you guys agree with the same? Like, I can just go to my code and just like change everything. Okay, I can just change everything to, let's say, like I can just do a control F and control R and just replace everything by, let's say, I will change every 15,000 to 20,000. Can we do that? Please let me know, guys. Can we do that? What is the problem with this? What is the problem with this particular statement that I will just do control F and control R, I will find and replace all my 15,000 by 20,000? What is the problem with it? Can somebody let me know? Can you guys let me know what is the problem with this? Exactly. The EMI will also be changed. Only your rent has been increased. Only your rent has been increased. Your EMI is still 15,000. If you're doing a control F and control R, that is find and replace for all 15,000s to get converted to 20,000. Now your EMI would also become 20,000, and you don't want that. So the second best option that you have is to go through each and every line of code and to see every single 15,000. Try to understand whether this 15,000 is for your rent or for your EMI, and then if you are able to understand, okay, this is for rent, okay, no issues, I will just update it to 20,000, and updating every single 15,000 that is there that you are able to find to 20,000. That is how you will be able to redo your code. But you have to go through the entire 10,000 lines of code every single time something changes related to the rates, and this is not something that you want to do. This is not something that you want to do. Okay. So what do you want to do right now is you want to like for example, when I'm talking about myself, if I'm introducing myself that hi, my name is Shaurya, and my friends call me, let's say, Maggie, because of my hair, and yeah, I love sushi, I love eating out, I love to explore, I love to travel, and I love to teach as well. So if I'm telling you something about myself, now if we are great friends, if we are great friends, and later on we bond together well, you won't be calling me by my name, you won't be calling me by my name, you will be calling me by Maggie or maybe something else as well. So now if that happens right over there, you are not referring to me by my original name, because that's a very long name. You won't be calling me like Shaurya Rakesh Sinha. That's a very long name right over there. You won't be calling me by that. You'll be using a smaller name, maybe Sir, maybe Shaurya, maybe Maggie as well. So in that particular case, you are not calling me by my exact big name, you're calling me by a nickname. You are assigning me a variable right over there, that is the nickname itself. So in the same way right over here, instead of using these values, instead of using the numbers, we can assign a nickname to these numbers. We can assign a nickname to these numbers. For example, we can call 1 lakh rupees as sal, we can call 15,000 as rent, we can call this 15,000 as EMI, we can call this 5,000 as gym, we can call this 0.3 as rate. And now these two lines of code that you have written right over here would get converted to something else. For example, the first line of code that you are having right over here, you can write it as, you can create another nickname called as tax. Okay, you can create another nickname called as tax, which is equals to sal minus rent minus EMI multiplied by your rate right over here. The second line of code can be converted into save, that is your savings is equals to sal minus rent minus EMI minus gym, okay, minus gym minus your taxes. So your taxes is basically, you have assigned a nickname for this entire thing, so you can directly write tax right over here. So instead of writing these numbers, you are able to use these nicknames right over here. You are able to use these nicknames right over here to be able to write your entire 10,000 lines of code. Now when your landlady comes into the picture and she tells you to increase your rent from 15,000 to 20,000, you don't even have to look at these 10,000 lines of code. You don't even have to look at these 10,000 lines of code. You just have to come to these nicknames where you have defined these nicknames and increase the value, increase and change the value of rent. Okay, change the value of rent right over here to 20,000. You just have to change the value of rent to 20,000. Now everywhere where you are using the nickname rent right over here inside your 10,000 lines of code, that value basically refers to the value that is 20,000 inherently. So instead of going through the 10,000 lines of code, now you only have to go through these 5 lines of code right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. And that is the concept of variables. That is the concept of variables. Instead of directly using values, okay, instead of directly using values or numbers right over there, you are able to assign it a nickname, and that basically represents that value. So if I'm writing something like, for example, right over here, I'm writing something like, let's say, rent is equals to 20,000. Okay, if I'm writing this right over here, rent is equals to 20,000, just think about it in such a way. What you're actually doing is, you're creating a box. You're creating a box called as rent. Okay, you're creating a box called as rent right over there, which contains a value of 20,000 inside of it. Which contains a value of 20,000 inside of it. Now, wherever inside your code you are using the word rent, wherever inside your code you are using the word rent, it inherently refers to the value that it contains. It inherently refers to the value that it contains. So you don't have to write 20,000. You don't have to write 20,000. Okay, you can just use rent instead of that. Now, like, it's just like you are assigning a nickname. So for example, I'm telling that, okay, my name is Shaurya, like Shaurya Rakesh Sinha, and you can call me by Shaurya. So every time when you want to call me, you can directly call me as Shaurya itself. You don't want to call me as Shaurya Rakesh Sinha right over there. Okay, For those who are late in the class, guys, please start watching from the start itself. Okay. For those who are not able to understand, I'm just telling you guys right now. So instead of using numbers directly, you will be assigning these numbers some nicknames. Okay. So instead of going through your 10,000 lines of code, you can directly use. So instead of going through these 10,000 lines of code, if you want to change something, you can directly change it from the variable itself. So these values, you are assigning a nickname to these values, which are called as variables. These nicknames are called as variables itself. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? If you're not able to understand, don't say please repeat. Tell me what exactly you are not able to understand, because only then I will be able to help you guys out. Just repeat is something that is basically eating up 20 more minutes of our time. That is not something that we want to do. Whenever you have any problem, whenever you are not able to understand something, write exactly the thing that you are not able to understand. Okay. That's great, Gaurav, that you know a lot. Okay, I also know a lot. Okay, these are all very basic for me. For me, it's like teaching somebody not even ABCD, but like just pronouncing, just like telling them to basically like say something out of their lungs. Okay, to just produce some sound itself. But I have to do it because many of the students who are coming to the boot camp have no or little to no knowledge about the language itself. So it's my duty to make sure that everything that I'm doing is from the utmost basics. Like I said again, do not tell, please repeat. Exactly right, what is your issue? Only then I will be able to help you guys out. Okay. Okay, great. So once that you have understood this concept of variables, to create a variable in Python, it's extremely simple. For example, we want to create rent. Okay, we want to create rent right over here. So you just want to write rent is equals to 20,000. That's it. That is how in Python you are able to create a variable itself. Okay, so let us go back to our code. Let's try to understand it from right over there. Okay, so right over here we are creating a variable called as month. Okay, we are like creating a variable called as month. So month is equals to 12. Okay, month is equals to 12. So now when you are assigning 12 as a value to month, basically you are creating a box called as month. Inside of the box there is a coin that has a value of 12 on it. Okay, so when you're writing print month, what you're telling Python to do is print. So it will not print as the word month, it will print as the value that is present inside of the variable called as month. So if I'm running this particular line of code, you are able to see that it is printing 12. That is the value that is present inside the variable called as month. Okay, so that you are able to get on your screen right over here. Okay, so let us see now. For example, let us try to understand something. Okay, let us try to understand something. Control A, delete. Okay, so for example, if you are having a code like this, okay, try to think about it and then answer right over here. Okay, if you're having A is equals to 3, B is equals to A, okay, and then you are having A is equals to A plus 3 right over here. Can you guys let me know what will be the answer of A comma B? Can you guys let me know what will be the value of A comma B? In the live chat, write the answer as, for example, if you think that A is 11 and B is 12, then write 11 comma 12 inside the live chat. I want you guys to know, like to answer this particular question inside the live chat. What will happen if we are running this particular 3 lines of code? What will happen if we are running these particular 3 lines of code right over here? Can you guys let me know that? Can you guys let me know this, guys? If you're having A is equals to 3, B is equals to A, and A is equals to A plus 3, what do you think will be the answer of A comma B? Okay, so we are getting 6 comma 3 as one of the answers. We are getting 3 comma 6 as one of the answers. Then any other answers, guys? Any other variations that you want to write inside the live chat? Do so everybody. There are almost 1.4 k people, like 1,400 people right over here. I want every single person to answer this question. Okay, so that it's an interactive class. We're easily able to see that what are the different things that people are thinking about. These are the two answers that I'm able to get: 6 comma 3 and 3 comma 6. Any other variations of this, guys? Any other variations? Okay, so I'm able to see that most of the people are either going with 6,3 and some of them are going with 3,6 as well. Now the correct answer to this is 6,3. Okay, that is the correct answer. Now why is that the case? Let us try to understand it. Let us try to understand this. Like I said, when you are not able to understand something, try to visualize it. What I said was that if when you are writing a is equals to 3, that basically creates a box. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create a box. The first line of code, that is a, and it has the value of 3 inside of it. Now the second line of code is b is equals to a. Whenever you are having a variable on the right hand side, okay, whenever you are having the variable on the right hand side, it refers to the box. It refers to the box itself, the physical box that is there. And whenever a variable is on the left hand side, okay, right over here, the variable is on the left hand side, it refers to the value that is contained inside the box. It refers to the value that is contained inside the box. So if I'm writing b is equals to a, so b is the box itself, so b, that is the box, is equals to the value that is present inside of a. It is equal to the value that is present inside of the a. So the value of a inside value that is present inside of a is 3. So b also contains 3 inside of it. Okay, b also contains 3 inside of it. The next line of code is a is equals to a plus 3. The next line of code is a is equals to a plus 3. So what you are doing right over here is you are taking 3 out from the box. In this particular line of code, you are having the box a, having the value 3. You're taking 3 out of the box. You are adding 3 to it. Okay, that is equals to 6. And then you're putting this 6 inside the box. So you are putting this new 6 inside the box. So your a contains the value of 6 right now, and your b contains the value of 3 inside of it. So the answer is 6,3. The answer is 6,3 right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. If you are able to understand this, please do let me know, guys. Great, amazing, guys, amazing. So let's go back to our code right over here. So we are having a is equals to 3, b is equals to a, and then we want to have a is equals to a plus 3. So a is equals to a plus 3 right over here. And if you are running this particular line of code, we are getting the answer of b as 3. And if you are running print a right over here, so we are getting the answer of a as 6. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So if we try to do something like this, every single place that you are writing something, so you are having a is equals to 3, this is called as declaring that variable. Okay, that basically means that you are defining that variable. If I have told you guys that this is Sharasna, okay, so I'm defining myself, I'm declaring myself. Now, if I'm not told you about Kanish, okay, I'm telling you that, okay, let's call up Kanish. You will be asking me that who is Kanish? I don't know about him. So that is the thing, that if you are not defined a particular variable, you will not be able to use it as well. So to be able to use it, a particular variable, you have to write, okay, you have to declare it first. Right over here, you don't know what this x is, neither does Python, because you haven't declared it. Okay, but if you're trying to use x, Python will give you an error right over here. Okay, it will give you a name error, that is x is not defined, because Python does not understand what x is. Python is not able to understand what x is right over here. Okay, so it will give you an error. So to be able to remove this error, you have to define x. So x is equal to, let's say, 5. Once you have defined error, okay, once you have declared a particular variable, then it would work properly. Okay, great. Next particular thing that we need to understand is one of the major use of Python that you need to understand, like why Python is so popular, is it tries to shorten up your code as much as possible. Like for writing something, for writing a particular or doing a particular program, making a particular program, you have to write less amount of code in Python when compared to other languages. Okay, and you have to write less amount of code when compared to other languages. An example of this is right over here. For example, you are creating 3 different variables. Okay, you are creating 3 different variables right over here. Okay, so many people are asking to repeat the AB wala part. Okay, no issues in that, guys. Okay, try to understand this. Okay, what we did right over here is that Okay, listen to me very carefully. Okay, do not move out or zone out of the class itself. Try to understand it very perfectly. Okay, you're having a is equals to 3. That builds up a box called as a, which has a value of 3 inside of it. You're having b is equals to a. When you're having a, that is a variable on the right hand side of the equation. This is the right hand side of the equation itself. So when you're having a variable on the right hand side of the equation, it refers to the value that it contains. The value that is present inside of a is 3. The value that is present inside of a is 3 right over here. So when you're writing b is equals to a, you are creating another box called as b, which is having a value of 3 inside of it. That is the value that is present inside of a as well. Now when you're writing a plus 3, a is equals to a plus 3. So it is on the left hand side. Okay, that means it's the box is equals to right hand side. That is the value that is present inside of a plus 3. Okay, the value that is present inside of a plus 3. So you are basically taking out 3 from the box, you're adding 3 to it, and then this new value, that is 6, you're putting it back inside the box. You're putting 6 back inside the box. The value of a right now is 6 and the value of b right now is 3. Like I said, this particular line has no relationship with b. That is the reason why a is 6 and b is 3 right over here. Okay, great. So let's go back to our code. So right over here, as you're able to see, our height is equals to 3. We are creating a variable called as height that has a value of 3 inside of it. We are having a length of 6 and we are having a width of 2. We are having a width of 2 right over here. So, and then we are creating another variable called as volume, which is equal to height into length into width. Okay, it is equal to height into length into width. So what will be the volume, guys? If you are running this particular line of code, it will be 3 into 6 into 2, that is 36. Okay, 3 into 6 into 2, that is 36. So if you are running this particular line of code, you are able to get 36 on your screen. Now, instead of writing 3 different lines to be able to assign a particular value to 3 different variables, okay, so instead of doing it in 3 separate lines, Python has something called as a multiple assignment operator. Python has something that is called as a multiple assignment operator that helps you do this in a single line of code. It helps you to do this in a single line of code itself. So if you are able to see right over here, instead of writing as height is equals to 3, then length is equals to 6, then width is equals to 2, you can write it in a single line of code as height comma length comma width is equals to 3 comma 6 comma 2. So what is happening right over here is that, okay, you are assigning 3 to height, then 6 to length, and then 2 to width. Okay, you are assigning 3 to height, 6 to length, and 2 to width directly. You don't have to write it in 3 different lines. This is called as multiple assignment operator. This is called as multiple assignment operation. Okay, so if you are running this line of code, you will be getting the same answer, that is 36. You'll be able to get the same answer, that is 36. Now this assignment happens like concurrently. So for example, height has been assigned a value of 3. Okay, so the first variable gets assigned a first number itself, the first value. The second variable gets assigned the second value. The third variable gets assigned the third value, and so on and so forth. So then that's particular line you are able to see that instead of writing it in 3 separate lines, you're able to do the same thing in just a one line of code itself. This is one of the major reasons why Python is being used, because it helps you like dial down the number of lines of code that you have to write if you know like how to write code in Python. Okay. Okay, so now once you have learned about creating a variable, okay, you need to understand how a variable, so of course every variable has a name associated with it, whether it be rent, whether it be month, whether it be A, whether it be B. Now these are some of the rules that are associated with naming a variable in Python. Okay, so the names that you use in Python, you have to keep sure that these rules are being followed, otherwise you will get errors inside your code. There are 6 rules in total. Let us try to understand all of them. Okay, the first 3 rules is that you should start a variable name with an alphabet or underscore. A variable name can only contain capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, and an underscore, and you cannot start a variable name with a number. Let's try to understand this from the perspective of writing itself. Okay, so the first three rules that we are having. The first rule basically states that whatever variable name that you're having the first line. Okay, that is the first character, and then for example rent. Okay, in rent you're having the first character is R, and then the rest of the word itself, the rest of the name. So that will be the rest of the name right over here. So this first character can take up values that is small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, as well as an underscore. Okay, as well as an underscore right over here. You can only have these three. Okay, these you can only choose between these three to be able to push up the first character of your variable name. As far as the rest of the variable name goes, you can contain small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, an underscore, as well as 0 to 9, that is numbers as well. That is, you cannot start, okay, you cannot have numbers as the first character of your variable name. You cannot have numbers as your first character of your variable name, but yes, in the rest of the variable name you can contain numbers as well. You can contain numbers as well. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. These are the first three rules of naming a particular variable in Python. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. The first character can be small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, and underscore. Okay, it cannot contain 0 to 9. It cannot contain numbers right over there. Okay, whereas the rest of the name of the variable, you can contain small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, and underscore, as well as 0 to 9. Okay, the fourth rule that is there inside of your variable, okay, naming a particular variable, that is, you cannot contain any special characters, whether it be and, rate, ampersand, hash, asterisk, tilde, backslash, forward slash, question mark, quotation. You cannot contain any type of special characters anywhere inside your variable name, even hyphen. Or the only thing that you can contain is an underscore. The only thing that you can contain is an underscore. You cannot contain any type of special character inside the variable name, anywhere inside the variable name. Okay, so as you're able to see, so for example, James Bond 007 is an accepted variable name. Okay, but 007 James Bond won't work. This is a particular variable name that will give you an error right over there. Okay, so as you're able to see, these are the first four rules associated with naming a particular variable. The fifth rule is that variable names are case sensitive. Okay, variable names are case sensitive. What do I mean by that? That is that if you are having a variable name called as str, small str, capital STR, capital S, small tr, small s, capital T, small r, all these will be defined as separate or different variable names. All these will be called as different variable names because Python is a case sensitive language. Okay, Python is a case sensitive language, so you cannot like all these variable names will be considered as separate variables themselves. Okay, will be considered as separate variables itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The last rule, that is the rule 6 of naming a particular variable, is that you cannot use a reserved keyword to name a variable. For example, you cannot use print as a variable name because print already has some special value inside of Python, some special meaning inside of Python, and these are called as keywords in Python. These are called as keywords in Python. So you cannot use something like print, you cannot use something like for, you cannot use something like as inside of Python as a variable name because these are special meaning in Python. Now, of course, you will be like, sir, we don't know all the reserved keywords in Python. How will we be moving further with this? See, with practice, as soon as you're practicing more and more, you're writing more and more number of code, you are learning Python in a bit more depth, you will get yourself familiarized with the different keywords that are present in Python. The second thing is these keywords are usually highlighted in Python as well. For example, right over here, as you're able to see, if I'm using for as a variable name, you are able to see that as for has some special value inside of Python, it is automatically highlighted for me. It is automatically highlighted for me. Now, these are some of the accepted variable names that would work. There is no issues with this from the rule standpoint. So X, Y, my Python, my underscore Python, underscore my underscore Python, underscore my Python in all caps, my Python 7. All these are accepted variable names. If you're running this particular piece of code, you will be able to see that you're getting no errors. You're getting no errors right over here. Otherwise, when you are using, so these are some of the variable names that are not allowed. Now with the first variable name, as you're able to see, it is starting with a number. It is starting with a number. You cannot start a variable name with a number. That is not permitted. It will give you an error. You cannot contain a hyphen because that is a special character. You cannot contain it anywhere inside your code. That will give you an error. You cannot contain at a rate anywhere inside your code. Again, that's a special character. You don't have to use it. You cannot contain a space in between a variable. Okay, so that will again give you an error. You cannot use for, that is a reserved keyword in Python. So if I'm running this particular line of code, you'll be able to see that it gives me a syntax error. Okay, a syntax error saying invalid syntax. Now what do you mean by invalid syntax? What is syntax? Okay, just like when you're learning language, whether you're learning Hindi, Urdu, English, Malayalam, okay, Kannada, Marathi, Bengali, Bihari, even some other language as well. I'm not familiar with the international language, but maybe German, French, Spanish, anything that you're learning, it has some grammar associated with it, some rules that are associated with it that basically can make up the entire language. Okay, the entire essence of the language itself. The same goes on with the programming languages as well. So for programming languages, that grammar is called as syntax. That grammar is called as syntax. If you're not following those rules that have been laid out by that programming language, you'll get a syntax error. Okay, that will get a syntax error right over there. Okay. Okay, now there are two different things. Okay, there are two different things that exist at any point of time. The first one is a rule. Okay, the first one is a rule, and the second one is a convention. Okay, for example, let's try to understand what's the difference between a rule and a convention. A rule is you shouldn't murder someone. Okay, a rule is that you shouldn't kill someone at any point of time. So if you're going further and like killing somebody, that will end up you being in jail. So that is a rule. If you're breaking a rule, you'll get thrown into the jail itself. Okay, if you're breaking a rule, you will be thrown into the jail. Whereas a convention is that a normal human being should either eat with his hand or with a fork or a spoon. He shouldn't be taking his or her plate or their plate and just placing his or her or their mouth on the plate and start eating it. Okay, that's not a good way to eat it. That's not a good convention. So convention is something that even though if you are directly taking up like a plate and directly start eating from it, you won't be thrown into jail. Okay, you won't be fined anything, but people will not consider you to be an human being. They will consider you to be an animal. Okay, so that's what a convention is. A convention basically describes, it's not a rule, it's not something that is very hard bound, but that basically states whether you're a human being or not. The same thing goes on for the programming language itself. Every programming languages have some like rules and have some conventions associated with them as well. So for example, whatever we learned up till now, the 6 rules that were there, if you're not following those rules, okay, if you're not following those rules, then you will get an error. Okay, your code wouldn't work properly. Now there are 2 conventions that I wanted you guys to know. The conventions has been set up by the Python community in general. All the Python programmers from around the world lay out these conventions that basically help you guys to make sure that anybody from the entire world, anybody from the across the entire world, if they are writing a particular code, you won't be able to. So for example, me as well as a friend of mine who is working in Microsoft, so let's take up this particular example. Either I am writing that code or he's writing that code. If you are keeping the code side by side, you shouldn't be able to identify that it has been written by 2 different people. Okay, so those are conventions that won't give you an error. But if you're not following the conventions properly, you would be called as a very bad Python programmer because you don't know these conventions. Just like you don't have any kind of, like, if you're reading from directly from your mouth itself, from the plate, you would be called as not a human being. The same goes on for the conventions as well. So the 2 conventions related to the variable naming is, first, try to keep the name of the variables descriptive but short. Okay, that is, it should be short but descriptive as well. For example, let us take that you are taking the input as a height of a tree. Okay, you are creating a particular application that deals with like plantations. Okay, just plantations. You are creating an app that basically deals with plantation. So you want to take in the height of a particular tree right over there. Okay, so a correct way, so you can name it as X or or h. Now these are short, but these are not descriptive enough. Okay, x and h for the height of a tree is a short variable name, but it's not descriptive enough. You can name it as height underscore of underscore the underscore tree. You can name it as this as well, but it is descriptive. No matter what, it is descriptive as well, but this is very long, this is not short. So a correct way of naming this particular variable might be just height or just height underscore tree. Okay, just height or height underscore tree right over there. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. So this is a convention, okay, to keep the variable names short but descriptive. Okay, the second thing is the Pythonic way of naming a variable is to use all lowercase characters and to use underscores to separate the word. This is called as a normal. Okay, this is called as the normal snake case. Okay, this is called as snake case. Okay, so as you're able to see right over here, this is how you are. This is called as the Pythonic way of writing a variable. Okay, this is the Pythonic way. That is like you are a good Python. You are into the community and you are following the Pythonic conventions. Okay, so basically like Python as a language, the conventions that have been set up, we call them as Pythonic way. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, all the characters should be of all lower cases and every word should be separated. So two words should be separated by an underscore. This is how you are writing a Pythonic way of writing a code. As you're able to see, of course this won't give you an error, but this is the right conventions to follow. Similar to that, for example, if we are having this particular two like variable names, okay, as we are able to see, these are two variable names. It has no issues. It is following all the rules that we have dictated, so it won't give you a syntax error. But this is not the Pythonic way of writing the variable. This is not the Pythonic way. The Pythonic way is all lowercase characters separated by underscores. Okay, all lowercase characters separated by underscores, and this is called as snake case. Okay, this is called as snake case. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, so we'll keep the learning process up till here itself. Right now, I will be telling you guys about the certificates. I will be telling you guys about the attendance as well. So don't worry about it. Like as promised, I'll be telling you guys about it. First of all, the certificates. Okay, so let me just open up LinkedIn if it's possible from right over here. Okay, so usually we suggest our students so to put up their certificates on LinkedIn so that anybody who wants to see those certificates are able to do that. Okay. So this is how usually we send out the certificates. Okay, so you will get an email right away like this on your email, whatever you are using to fill up your attendance sheet and the project that we'll be doing. So at the end of the 7 days of the entire bootcamp, you will be receiving 3 certificates. The first certificate that you will be getting is your DevTown certificate. Okay, this is a certificate that is issued to you by DevTown itself. Okay, the second certificate that you will be getting would be, let me just show if somebody has put up all the certificates right over here. Give me a second, guys. Now this is a certificate by Microsoft. Okay, so this is the second certificate that is there. This is a certificate that will be issued to you by Microsoft itself. This is one of the bootcamps that we had on 15th of June, if I'm not wrong. That is the certificate via Microsoft that has been sent to them. Authentication server using MongoDB and Node.js bootcamp. Attendance and the completion, okay, by Microsoft. The certificate via Google, let me just look into it as well. Somebody must have posted it. It's much more easier for me to just find those certificates from right over here. That is it. So this is the certificate by DevTown. So this is a certificate that is issued by DevTown itself. Okay, so this is the certificate that will be given to you by DevTown. And the third certificate that is by Microsoft Google. Let me just find it out. Okay, give me a second or two, because there's a many number of people who tag us, so it becomes a big problem for me to find certificates. Okay, so this is an example of the Google certificate that has been given to the students who have participated in our bootcamp. So this was for the Hotstar clone using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So as you're able to see, this is the Google certificate that is sent out by us, okay, by Google, of course. So that is a small introduction to the certificates. These are the 3 certificates that are being issued by us. Okay, so that was one of the things. The second thing that you guys need to understand is these certificates. So every single day in the middle of the class itself, anywhere in the middle of the class, I'll be showing you guys a QR code. Now, are you guys familiar that this is a live video? Okay, are you guys familiar that this is a live video? And if you are able to see, if you are going on our YouTube channel from right over here, let me just open up YouTube. Okay, your channel. So if you're going into videos, you are easily able to see that all our live sessions, every single live session that we conduct, the recordings for the same is available on our channel with lifetime access for the same. Okay, all our boot camps that we have conducted, it has lifetime access for everyone to access it from right over here. Okay, so even if you are missing out on the class itself or there's something like that, you always have the recording of the class. You can come back and watch the video once again. Now this QR code that now this is a YouTube video. You must be familiar that you can pause the video, you can rewind the video, you can like just play around with the video as well. Okay, so you can definitely of course, yeah, if you want to check out our previous boot camps, you can just go to devtown.in. Okay, so devtown.in. Inside of that, you can go to events section. Okay, inside the event sections, you will be able to see all our future boot camps that we have planned right over here. So you're having the HTML CSS portfolio website, that is the project that we'll be doing. Data structures bootcamp that we are having using Java. So we'll be learning Java as well as data structures right over there. Then we are having the Python and machine learning bootcamp, data structures in C++ bootcamp, React and JavaScript bootcamp right over here. So these are the future bootcamps that we are having, as well as all our past events, whatever we have conducted up till now. For example, if you want to see build Amazon clone from zero, so you can just click on this particular event. All the links for the classes are there right over here. You can definitely go through them as well. And yeah, sure, that would be great as well. You can find it at one place from right over here. Now that is what I was saying. Okay, so you can pause this video, you can get back from right over there. Okay, and you will be able to find, okay, you will be able to find the QR code. Now that QR code that I'll be sharing within the class, I will be sharing it for like 2 to 3 seconds itself. When you are attending the class, take a note down of the time at which I've shown you the QR code. Okay, take a note of the time at which I've shown you the QR code, so that we are immediately able to start learning. I don't want to hinder your learning process. Okay, so once you are learning, I've shown you the QR code, just note down the time at which I've shown you the QR code. Okay, and later on you can come back, you can just scroll back to the QR code, you can pause the video, take a screenshot, scan the QR code. You can use Google Lens to be able to do that. If you are having iOS mobile phone, you can use the camera application to scan the QR code. You can download an app that basically scans QR code for you. It's all available. So using your mobile phone, you will be able to do that. You can use Google Lens to be able to do that. Okay, so once I've scanned the QR code, it will open up a Google form. Okay, every single day for all the 7 days, there'll be an individual Google form, individual QR codes that will be there every single day. Okay, so those students who will have, so every single day you will have to fill up that particular Google form. Okay, every single day you will have a new Google form for the 7 days. So those students will be having 7 days of complete attendance. Okay, 7 days of complete attendance. They will be just getting the DevTown certificate. They will just be getting the DevTown certificate that I've shown to you guys. Okay, the second thing is, at the end of the program itself, on the 7th or 8th day, we'll be having a project. Okay, we'll be doing a project live here on the channel, on the class itself. You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry, we'll be discussing about the project when the project comes. What will be the project, how we'll be doing the project, how we have to submit the project, everything I'll be telling you guys when the project will be coming. Not right now, but we'll be asking you guys, we'll be giving you almost like 3 to 4 days to complete the project. The project resources will be provided to you, a video will be provided to you of how to make the project as well. Don't worry about it. Okay, so you have to watch that video, create that project and submit it back to us. Those students who will be having 7 days of complete attendance, as well as the correct project submitted, okay, correct project submitted, that will be done at the end. Okay, those students will be getting the certificates via Google as well as Microsoft. Those students will be receiving the certificates via Google as well as Microsoft. Classes will be there every single day. There will be never a day when the classes is not there. Of course, if there is any technical difficulties, just like today I faced some technical difficulties in the previous class, that is the reason why I was not able to take it. But yeah, we'll try to make sure that classes are happening every single day. Okay, Okay, so this is how it will be happening, guys. Okay, are you guys able to understand it? Please do let me know. Every single day you will be having up till 12 midnight. Okay, so for example, right now the class is going on, you'll be having up till 12 midnight to fill up the attendance form. Okay, every single day you will have the 12 midnight to fill up the attendance form. So mostly you have to do immediately after the class itself, but after 12 midnight we won't be accepting any more attendance for that particular day. Okay. Okay, so that was everything related to attendance as well as the certificates. I hope that everything is very clear to you guys. Okay, that's great. So before showing you the attendance for today, I would like to introduce you to me as well as DevTown. Okay, so DevTown is a non-profit organization that I've started. So I have, let me just introduce myself. My name is Shaurya. I've been a software engineer, a data analyst, a data scientist, a full stack engineer, a machine learning engineer at companies like Reliance, Geo, as well as Fastnell. And I've conducted a many number of hiring drives for almost 1 year up till now. And I've helped almost 4,800 students get placed in top companies around the globe. So that is like an introduction about myself. When I was in college, it became very difficult for me to understand what is the right career path to actually take. I started learning data science, I started learning full stack, I started learning blockchain, I started learning VR, and I understood that it was just taking up a lot of time, and I didn't have like a clear roadmap, a clear pathway that I wanted to take. I was not able to understand what did I like and what did I like to do. So due to that reason, after like a few years of working in corporate, I've started this. In the morning I have my job, in the night I'm usually taking up boot camps, trying to make students understand about everything. So these boot camps are basically meant as a gateway for you guys to get a taste of what data science is, what computer vision is, what NLP is, what blockchain is, what full stack is, so that you guys are able to understand these concepts, a basic introduction about these concepts, get a hands-on project that you can put up on your resume, as well as get certificates that again you can put up on your resume as well for free. We never charge anything right over here. We always try to make sure that everything that we are doing it, we either do it at cost or for free. These boot camps that we are conducting, these are free boot camps for everybody to use right over here. Okay, there's no cost associated with the certificates, there's no cost associated with these boot camps as well, so you don't have to worry about it. The only thing that we expect from you guys is your support. That's it. That's everything that we want from you guys. So like, why I tell you this is like a matter of fact. So see, first of all, it helps to keep me motivated as well. So that's one of the plus points about it. The second thing is that so we are continuously in talks with different companies so that we are able to provide you guys with much more number of certificates. So we have collaborated with Microsoft, we have collaborated with Google, we are in talks with the collaboration with GitHub, as well as Amazon and Facebook right now, as well as Postman. So we are currently in talks with collaborations with many companies so that you guys are able to get more and more number of certificates from these boot camps. The only way to do that is to actually show these companies that whatever we are teaching right over here, students are actually getting benefited out of it. And that is only able to, we are only able to show that if you guys are able to show your support towards the community itself. There's not a lot that I'm asking from you guys, just that like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's it. Not a lot. I think so like that is a fair deal as well. Like if you're taking up these certificates from anywhere across like any other platform, they will charge you at least like $1,000 to 2,000, 3,000 bucks per certificate. But we are able to provide it for free to you guys. And the only way that we can keep on doing that is if you guys are showing this support towards the entire cause. We're not asking for a lot, just that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Like right now we are having 1,600 students live with us. Can I expect, if you guys like today's session, if you were able to understand everything from today's session, and I expect that we are able to reach up till like 1,500 likes today? Can we reach 1,500 likes today, guys? Please do let me know. Like I said, guys, this is just for you guys. At the end of the day, it will help you because we will be able to approach more and more number of companies, bring more and more number of boot camps for you guys, bring more and more number of instructors, more number of certificates, more number of topics that you will be able to learn right over here. That is the only thing that we want. And that is the only thing that we want, that is your support and nothing else. I hope that that is more than sufficient from right over here, guys. I think so that should be more than sufficient. Could you guys let me know? Just your support and nothing else that we are asking about. Just like the video and subscribe to the channel. It literally takes on a second or two. Just scroll down. There are just 2 buttons that you have to click, and we are good to go. How about that, guys? So yeah, that is how, like, that is what I want from you guys. That's it, nothing more than that. We'll have an awesome session. I will try to make sure that these sessions are a bit fun as well. I'm able to understand sometimes coding can feel a bit boring as well. I'll try to make sure that I'm able to keep the sessions entertaining as well as enthusiastic about it. Okay. The second thing is that when we are moving further, so again, for the attendance, like I said, a QR code will be shown to you in the class itself. It will not be shared anywhere else. It will not be shared anywhere else. It will only be made available in the class. Now, many times the students tend to share the attendance link with their friends, or put up the timestamp in the comment section. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, one of the times that I tell students to be selfish about themselves is when it comes to their career. You guys need to make sure that you are the best. You guys need to make sure that you are getting the certificates. Now what happens is, you guys are coming to the class, you are doing the class, you are gaining the knowledge, you're getting the certificates, and then you are like, hey, dude, I should help them out as well. You saw somebody asking for the timestamp of the QR code where the attendance link has been shared. So that particular person hasn't attended the class. That particular person hasn't learned anything. Now he will also get the same certificate that you have got. Now when you're going to an interview, they will be asking you questions related to that particular topic. They will be looking at, okay, so you are having a certificate of let's say Python and computer vision. So can you define computer vision for me? Can you tell me what particular libraries have you used in computer vision? Which project have you worked upon in computer vision? Now at that point of time, you will not be able to say anything to them. And due to that, like, you will be able to answer because you have attended the bootcamp, you will be able to answer them, but somebody else won't be able to answer that particular question. In that particular case, the value of the certificates goes down. You have to make sure that the value of the certificate that you're putting up on your resume remains the most. To be able to do that, you need to make sure that only those students who are basically attending the sessions, who are getting the knowledge, are able to get those certificates as well. That is the reason why we provide the certificates only to those students who are submitting the project. We do that so that even if the case, like, the certificates only goes to those students who have the right knowledge, who have learned everything properly, so that if you these certificates that you're getting, even though they are for free, they have a lot of value on your resume. And that is what we want to maintain, because we want to do it for you, not for us. Because yes, if you are getting placed in a good company, that means the whole world for us as well. So that is of course a very great thing for us. Okay, so yeah, that was a little bit introduction about DevTown. You can guys, so we are having our LinkedIn page as Instagram page as well. You can definitely connect to us on our Instagram page. We try our best to keep you guys updated on the Instagram page. As you're able to see, every single day we provide you guys with a small quick 5-minute like post where you are able to learn something every single day. For example, front end versus back end developers, you can just go through the entire thing. Okay, what is front end, what is back end, you can learn about it. We try our best so that it's as beginner friendly as possible, so that you guys are able to understand it. And at the end, we are having a KBC as well. In every single post, we try to make sure that we're able to have a KBC where we are having a question, search for it, learn about it, answer it in the comment section, so you guys are able to learn, like, in a fun way. Just 5 minutes a day, you are able to learn something new. We try to make sure that we are able to keep it light and breezy as well. So we tend to post some memes on our channel, so that you guys are able to, like, enjoy the process as well as learn something new every single day. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys are able to understand, learn. And see, learning is not a process that is the 7 days of learning. It's a continuous process. You have to do it throughout the year. So that is the aim that we have created this particular Instagram channel. You can go in the description of the video itself. There you'll be able to find the link to our Instagram channel. You can definitely follow us right over there. If you want to connect personally with me on Instagram, you can approach me on my profile as well. My name is Shaurya. It will be great to connect with you guys as well. So you can approach me on Instagram. It will be great to talk to you, learn more about you. So do that as well. Otherwise, you can approach me on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm there on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn is a professional software, like social media. Okay, so it's for professionals. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, it would be great to be able to connect with you as well. That was an introduction about the entire class. Let me just show you today's attendance link as well. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm showing you the attendance link, guys. Give me a second or two. Okay. Let me just create the attendance link for you guys. Give me a second, guys. So if you want to connect with me or with DevTown as well, do so. It will be great to be able to connect with you. See, our aim is to create a community of developers from around the world, and we are successful in a many number of ways as well. But we want to make sure that you guys are also able to be a part of this journey that we are trying to develop. Okay, let me just create it. Python and computer vision. So the attendance link has been created for you guys. Let me check if it's open or not. It's open. Send link, copy QR code. Day 1 July. So this is a QR code, guys. Okay, you can go ahead and scan the same, and yeah, that will result to you in the Google form. Fill up the Google form. Please use the exact same email for all the 7 days of your attendance. Okay, please use the exact same email while filling up the attendance link, because that is how we are able to see your attendance as well. Please use the same email ID for all the 7 days, guys. Okay. Okay, in the future, we are going. So, right now, we have started with DSA, data structures and algorithms in C, as well as Java bootcamps as well. In the future, we'll be having much more number of bootcamps on many more topics as well. So, don't worry about it. Okay. You can scan the QR code by using like any app, okay, or Google Lens, or if you're having an iOS device, then you can directly use the camera application as well. That is how you will be able to scan the QR code. Okay. So to give the attendance, you have to scan the QR code and fill up the Google form for that particular day. Okay. No, the link won't be shared with anybody. Okay. The link won't be shared with anybody. And yeah, it would be great to connect with you guys as well. So if you guys are interested, do connect with me or else with DevTown. It will be amazing to be able to connect with you guys. Okay. Okay, so the link for our Instagram page is down in the description of the video itself. You can definitely connect with us from right over there. Okay, so the class has ended. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We'll be meeting again at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, and yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you.